Hello everyone. Through this video, we will try to understand the concept of job analysis. Job analysis is a process of collecting detailed information about the jobs that are there in an organization. So, it is a process of collecting the information related to the job. It may be the information about the operations or the responsibilities or the nature of the job that is to be done by the employee or the worker. At the same time, for doing this job, what knowledge, what skills the individual or the experience or the training the individual must go through to do that particular job. All this information is collected under job analysis. So, we can define job analysis as a process of studying and collecting information relating to the operations and responsibilities of a specific job. And as we can see, there are two immediate products of job analysis. First is job description and second is job specification. In brief, we can say job description is giving details about the job. It may contain the nature of the job, the operations that are carried out, the responsibility individual has to undertake, the authority that individual is going to get while doing that particular job. So everything about the job is described under job description. So it is basically the job profile of the job. And in job specification, we are going to give the detailed information about the knowledge, skills and the experience which is required by the individual to carry that particular job. So in case of job analysis, we are going to find all the details related to a particular job. Now we are going to see what are the contents of job analysis. The very first content is job identification. So basically it is giving the title and the code number to every job. Title differ from each and every organization. For example, the title of a job may be finance manager, it may be quality executive and so on. It might be product manager or it might be product executive. Such kind of titles are given to the job. At the same time, different codes are assigned to different jobs. So that is job identification. So job get its own identity. Next is significant characteristics of the job. So here we are going to give the characteristics about the job. It may be the location where the job is to be done. It may be the physical setting, that means where the job is to be done, how things are being arranged, how supervision would be conducted, or what are the comforts that the employee or the worker has to face while doing that particular job, and what are the security or safety measures that would be taken by the organization to keep the employee safe. Next content is the typical worker, what the typical worker does. So here is the description about what the worker is expected to do while doing his job. So that worker has to carry out the specific operations which is assigned to him under his job. At the same time, he has to carry out the task given by the organization. He has to abide to the timings. He has to carry out the routine work. At the same time, he is responsible for the safety of others and the property of an organization. The next content is materials and equipments which worker uses or needs to handle while doing the job. So depending upon the operations that are carried out on the product, different equipments may be handled by the worker. It may be plastic, it may be metals, milling machines, punch presses. So it is going to vary from individual to individual. It may vary from one department to another department. Next content of job analysis is how a job is to be performed. So depending upon what kind of job you are doing, what is the nature of operation, different activities are carried out by the worker. It may be lifting, feeding, washing, removing, drilling. So number of operations are to be carried out, and that is described under job analysis. Next content is required personal attribute. As I already explained you, job specification specifies the requirement of the job that is to be fulfilled by the candidate who is going to carry out that particular job. So attributes or the characteristics that are to be possessed by the candidate to do a particular job is: he should have physical strength as per the requirement of the activity that is to be done. He should have enough experience. He should be well trained. There should be proper coordination there. He must possess mental abilities. He should have right attitude, aptitude, and social skills to perform that particular job. Next content is job relationship. Very importantly, there should be a proper relationship between job and the employee, and depending upon that we should consider the experience that is required to do that particular job. Then what opportunities the employee is going to get while doing that particular job for his career planning or for his advancement, for getting the promotions or getting the leadership from and for that job. So these are the contents of job analysis. Next is objectives of job analysis. The very first objective of job analysis is work simplification. Now, as we have already seen, job analysis give you each and every detail about the particular job which we need to carry, and because of which our work becomes very simple and we can carry out our work very smoothly because we have complete knowledge about the job. Next is setting up of standards. Very importantly, if the details of jobs are known, it is very easy for the employer or for the managers to set the standards for doing the particular job, which is going to ultimately help to appraise the performance of the employee. So setting up of the standard is the objective of job analysis. Next is support to personal activities. Now depending upon the job analysis, we are going to get the support for doing lot of personal activities, like what is the requirement of the job and what skills are to be possessed by the employee or the candidate, that are matched together, which is going to help the HR department to recruit and select correct employee for correct post. At the same time, depending upon the requirement of the job, correct training and development programs are carried out. Similarly, it helps the HR department to administrate the wage, or it is going to help for the performance appraisal of the employee. So these are the objectives of job analysis. Then we are going to see what are the advantages and disadvantages. The first advantage of job analysis is direct job related information is given. That means we are going to get each and every detail about the job that is to be performed. Next is useful for constructing proper job employee combination. As I already explained you, if the details are known about that job, we can easily match with the job specification required. That means what skills are to be possessed for doing the particular job, that can be matched, and then we can hire the correct candidate for doing that particular job. The next advantage is useful for effectual hiring method. That means if we are very clear with the requirement of the job and the specification needed, we can effectively hire and we can apply the correct methods of recruiting people. Next is monitoring of performance. Very importantly, as we have seen in objective, job analysis helps in setting up of standards. So if we are aware about the standards that are required to do the job, that can be measured with the actual performance of the employee, and that helps the organization to appraise the employee. At the same time, if there are certain lacunas, training programs would be arranged and the employee or the worker would be given the training program, training that would help him or her to sharpen his skill and do the job in the best way. Next advantage is assist in analyzing the instructional progress requirement. Very importantly, depending upon the job requirement, correct instructions can be passed on to the employees, and accordingly the progress requirement can be studied. Next is it is essential for determining the worthy compensation package. I explained you, if we are aware about the job, what are the responsibilities that are to be taken on, what authorities the individual is handling, what are the skills required, what knowledge that individual possess, and which position he has, all the details are available. That helps the manager or human resource department to make correct compensation package for that particular job. Now we are going to see what are the disadvantage. The very first is it is very tiresome and lengthy process, but obvious, giving each and every detail about each and every job in an organization is a tiresome job and it is a lengthy process. So that is the first disadvantage. Next is it involves personal liking and biases. Many time it happens, it there may be human factors that is going to affect the description of the job, specification of job, and there might be certain biases which may create the problem for proper job analysis. Next is both the biases of information and supply is small. Very importantly, again the same both the basis of information and supply is small. Very importantly, many times we don't get the correct information about the job, and the supply of information is also small or incorrect, and that is going to affect the correct job analysis. Next disadvantage is need immense amount of hard work and dedication. As I already told you, there are number of vacancies, number of jobs available in an organization, so you need to work hard to give the detail about each and every job, and you should be very dedicated for carrying out the job analysis in an organization. Next disadvantage is the reviewer or the job analysis may not be suitable. The one who is doing the job analysis, who is giving the job specification description, if that individual is not aware about each and every detail of the job, that may give the incorrect information or that may provide the insufficient data about the job. And next disadvantage is no one can analyze mental potential through job analysis. Now very importantly, it is sometimes difficult to measure the mental or your IQ level through job analysis. So these are the advantages and disadvantages. So in this video we have studied the concept of job analysis, its objectives and advantages and disadvantages. Thank you.